Hello, my name is Justin Whelan. I am President and Chief Executive Officer of Biechele Royce Advisors. I founded Biechele Royce back in 1994, and at that point we were doing private equity partnerships. Today they're much more familiar with the hedge funds that we were doing, and then kind of rotated that into where we are today, and that is a registered investment advisory firm with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Tell you a little bit about my background. I started at Miami University, is where I graduated with a business degree, originally from Cleveland, Ohio. When I got out of Miami, I went and worked for Nestle's Corporation in their hospitality division. I managed restaurants for them for 7 years in Cleveland and Indianapolis. I knew probably about 7 years in that I just was not fulfilling what I thought my skills were and what my passions were. And helping people was one of those. But on the financial end, I never felt like I was using all the skills I had. So I got into the financial advisory field in 1990 and worked with an independent group for a couple of years, and then was recruited by a firm out of Sullivan, Indiana, north of Terre Haute. And I started a broker-dealer for them. At one point I was managing about 40 different representatives in 3 states. I decided after that, when I started the broker-dealer for them, and I was very successful, I wanted to move on and be a little bit more challenging type of work. And that's where they allowed me to start Biechele Royce Advisors back in 1994. I resigned as their Chief Investment Officer in 97 and took, at that point, Biechele Royce Advisors from the private equity to the actual registration with the Securities and Exchange Commission. And that's kind of where we started, and that was quite exciting, yet also obviously concerning when you get out there and you realize, my gosh, you're all on your own, and you need to be able to make a living and provide for your family, and also do what is right for your client. So at that point, I have been doing that and working in this field since 1990. What I do is basically try and help folks figure out where they're going in life. Where are they currently? What is their position? What do they have in the way of assets? What do they want to accomplish? Is it helping kids, grandkids go to school? Is it retiring? Is it helping charities? We all have different things that we're looking for. And you understanding that's very, very important. Once you understand, or at least I can help you to get to understanding what you want to accomplish, is the first step in a journey that's a long one. That's the rest of your life. But it's a fun one. And if we do it right, then it's a very, very satisfying one. So once we go through all of the information of understanding your insurance, your estate work, your tax work, your investments, and what you're able to contribute, once we understand all that, then we can make projections and say, okay, this is realistic for you to be able to retire at 60 with so much after-tax income the rest of your life, inflated at, say, 3.5%. Those are all kind of things that are moving targets, and we have to work very hard to stay on top of that every day to understand how closer we are to that particular target. So those are kind of what we do. We'll help on the insurance end, we will help on the investment management end, and we will work with attorneys and accountants that you may already have to make sure that you've got a team approach on your financial life. What I enjoy most about my work is something I'd like to share with you. That is the fulfillment of helping people achieve their hopes and dreams. This is a difficult time in 2012, looking around and saying how many people feel vulnerable, how many people feel very uncomfortable where they are. Even retirees are rethinking, gosh, am I really that safe? Folks in their early 20s are wondering, will I ever be able to retire? Will Social Security be around? These are all very, very difficult and challenging thoughts that we have, and to help them put that together and say, okay, here's how we're going to get there. Here's what we realistically need to do to get you to achieve your financial independence, and here's what we're going to do to protect you on the estate matters, the insurance matters, and help try and reduce any tax burden that we possibly can. So in helping folks do that, it is so fulfilling that, when you've been with them for 20 years and you've seen little Johnny born and then little Johnny going to college, that is really, really exciting to be part of. And I love it very much. So I plan on doing this. I'm 51 years old. I plan on doing this for at least another 20 years because of that fulfillment I get. So I hope that I can continue to provide the value I have in the last 22 years for the next 20 years. What is the main goal with our work? Well, I kind of told you that. We're trying to help folks get a little bit more comfortable and to be able to achieve their goals, whatever those are. And as I said, that's an ongoing issue. The hardest is many times the emotional aspect of it. We see things happening where it looks as though Congress cannot get their act together. It looks like there's all kinds of issues overseas with Europe. It looks like China is contracting. Are we going to have the same kind of growth in the U.S. economy as we've had in the past? So it's challenging work, and my main goal with that is to help you get there, and in a realistic fashion. And I'm an honest person. I'll tell you directly what I do think is reasonably can be achieved. At the same time, if we disagree, I'm going to make sure that you understand my viewpoint and why I have that. A little bit about me. I'm a single father right now. I have 3 children. 19-year-old Caitlin, who actually works here. She's starting her sophomore year at Xavier University in Cincinnati in a couple weeks. And I've got a 17-year-old that is a senior at Hamilton Southeastern High School here in Fishers, Indiana. And I've got a son that's starting his freshman year at Guerin Catholic. I love my children very much. They're the light of my life. At the same time, they can be quite challenging. And if you're a parent, then you understand sometimes it just doesn't go exactly as you hope. But I do know at their core they're wonderful children. They have a wonderful journey ahead that I'm looking to be part of. What do we do? Well, my kids are involved in choirs. They're involved. My son's involved in rugby. He also plays football at Guerin Catholic. So I enjoy participating in that with him and with the girls and whatever they're involved with. I enjoy really taking them places and just spending the quality of time I can at this point in their lives. I know that soon they'll be out on their own, and that journey will also be exciting to watch. So I would just say to you that I would consider myself a family man. I would consider myself a very giving person. But as I've always believed, relationships are 2 ways. We both have to give to be able to get. And if we do that together, we can have a very, very successful relationship. And I truly believe that if we're honest and direct, then it's so much healthier for us to be able to achieve our goals than it is if we're not providing all information to be fully informed. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot more. I hope that you consider Biechele Royce Advisors. We are an honest group. We'll work very hard for you, and you will have personal